Why, hello. I didn't see you there. So shitty. So stupid. Welcome. Welcome. Ugh, so cheesy and stupid. Alright. I am ridiculously trying to not use the air conditioner tonight because it's hot as balls outside, quite honestly, but the noise is, and trying to control it with the noise gate, I understand was causing a lot of people some issues, so we're gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna have to run out at some point though and grab another paper towel roll, because there's no fucking way this will last. Alright, so where were we? Last time, previously, shite. Alright, let's see. Alright, we got Little Rock to do still. Not Arkansas. Is there any slight moisture there? Just a little bit. Yeah. Just a little bit. Just a little something I see. Throw a little dab of right in there. Might be too light though, still. Very unique situation I never had before, where somebody like actually clicked follow, I guess, before I went live. So thank you for that. It was a Dirty Desi. So thank you for the follow. Means the world. So I'm very close now. We're on that final push, man, to 50 at this point. We're 41, I think. I believe that's where I was. Well, I was at 40, another person. I'm no math genius, but I think that's 41. My father was a math teacher. I might have to review with him. Ear to ear, time that's all I do. Oh, but then like a fucking lightning it came, filling my brain with pain, saying a word and what's I heard. Give up the funk, you punk. Unfunky and metaphor. And from the sun, you've got to groove it if you want some. Unfunky and we have to leave. And out of time, I'll take this funk and make it mine. Yeah. You could feel so much better if you would show me how to funk like you do. Yeah. Look at that, that's shameful. Can you guys see that in here? That's for goddamn ridiculous. Oh, you know what? I gotta check that, I think. Feeling my brain pain, not saying a word at once I heard. The funk you punk. Unfunky fell. And from the sun, you've got to groove it if you want some. Yeah. Fuck you. You could feel so much better if you would show me how to funk like you do. You could feel so much better if you would show me how to funk like you do. God, all that's really needed to save a dying world from its funkless hell. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is going to be an interesting night. Oh, fuck. I'm already feeling the heat. See, normally I'm able to get in here even before I come on. Like, as soon as I get home, usually I run in real quick, throw in the air conditioner, and this way at least it's running the whole time that, you know, I'm eating dinner with the family and, you know, doing all that stuff and helping kids with homework or whatever needs to be done. But the thing is, tonight was all funky. My wife had a nail appointment, so she and the kids weren't home yet by the time I got home, and I was wandering around doing all this other stuff, and then I'm like, oh crap, I couldn't park out back, which is normally like my instant reminder, you know, because I'm literally parked right in front of the studio, so it's like, oh, I gotta do this right now, I'm taking my shit in. And then it's like, I didn't want to start on anything, you know, just out of the idea that I had no idea when they were coming home. So I'm like, if I start fooling around in here, doing anything, I know that's when they'll come home, and then I'll have to quick cut loose and do something else, and then it'll be all funky and whatever. And so it's not as cool in here as I would prefer it to be. And I don't want to turn on the air because then I'm screaming over that. Or I have to put on the noise filters, which will off-sync the audio even farther. I mean, I think it's pretty good tonight, but okay, I tried to do a pretty good job. Someone else first. I'm too busy acting like I'm naive. I've seen it all. I was here first. I gotta be honest, in a very prickish way, I was quite satisfied right before I left work today. I mean, I'm doing everything I can to try to keep that shithole out of my head, more often than not. But sometimes it starts to affect me, and I've been noticing stuff recently that, I'll be honest, I'm not thrilled with in my head. Stuff that started happening before, and I don't want to happen again. And, so to get a little bit of a victory was kind of quite nice. I had a customer that had ordered some stuff back in March. They submitted the order, they did everything, we never touched it. They went in, they did it through our online system. God damn it, stop. What are you doing? It's like, it keeps crawling back the other way. I'd rather have more on this side than that side, but for some reason it keeps doing it. Anyway, so they had ordered stuff that was openly and regularly stated as non-returnable. They're made to order stuff that, you know, once we build it, it's built for your order. It's not supposed to come back, and we don't keep stock of them. We don't put them in, you know, we don't know where to put them. So, customer had sent this request in a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that. So I'd like to return these, and I said, unfortunately, you cannot. These are non-returnable items. Here's, you know, it says it right here on the industry mall, non-returnable items. And they were like, apparently went to their sales guy in the area, bitched and complained to him, to which he immediately escalates to supervisors. He doesn't, like, ever just approach you on your own. He'll literally just right up the door, you know, right up the line, because he's an asshole. Anyway, you know what? Maybe you'll see this. And I don't fucking care, because you know what? You're an asshole if you do. Anyway, get off my fucking stream. What else though? There's nobody here anyway, so it doesn't matter. So anyhow, say it goes cranking up to my boss. My boss, as is the case with all of the management of my company, folded like a flan in a cupboard. I mean, they have about balls the size of about peanuts. And that's the big ones. Yeah. So, they, I'll laugh my own shit if you don't mind. So anyway, he caved right away and went and got special approval from the product manager to get the one-time exception for these items to be returned. And I just went, in my head I'm going, this is bullshit, because see, there's no such thing as one-time exceptions. If you do something once for a customer, no matter, and this pretty much will be in any business, I think. Certainly it's been in my experience. If you help someone out once, they will then expect it all the time. That used to happen when I was at Sprint PCS years and years and years ago, because I still call it PCS. I suppose how fucking long ago it was. We had our normal bunch of morons. Like, I had a dude literally would come in and talk about how we shut him off because he'd been overbilled, and if you could reach a certain threshold, you would get cut off. And what had happened was he'd actually gone over his night minutes. If you remember the old Sprint PCS plans, they used to have, like, it wasn't unlimited anything. It was like you'd have 10,000 night and weekend minutes or something stupid. Something that you hypothetically should not be able to go over. And this jackass did it repeatedly. And then would come to bitch to us about how we turned him off. It's like, go stop fucking talking literally all night. It's not unlimited, you know. It's all anyway. But anyway, so every now and then we'd like try to throw him a bone and do something nice, and afterwards it was like, you guys did this for me before. Can you do it again? No, we're gonna get our asses tossed if we do it. Anyway, so that hasn't changed, no matter what business I've really been in. And especially in this current business, it seems that most of the customers are really, really shady motherfuckers. So I was like, "There's something wrong here. I want to do some research here." So I went digging into this guy's account to find out, and sure enough, on this same order, he's had, well, actually there's two different orders, and on these two different orders, he's gotten multiple one-time exceptions to return stuff that is non-returnable. Hell, one of them even got with no restocking fee because, you know, reasons. And it's worth noting, again, these were ordered in March. We normally have like a, you know, standard return policy. You're just going to return stuff. It's 30 days. You know, it's a warranty issue. We got longer, but you know. So we screwed over all those. Gave him a standard restocking fee, which means that he's not going to feel any real punishment for it. And $5 says that motherfucker told his customer that they, you know, couldn't get a full refund. So he's probably got, yeah, they're probably all sitting on a fucking fuck ton of cash that, you know, they're charging their customer for the refund. Whatever. And meanwhile, us sorry saps are fucking taking a huge hit. But right before I left, I was like, "Hey, boss, man, you know, request to return this one-time exception thing here. FYI, he's had a couple." And then I left. It's like, go fuck yourselves. I'm sorry. I mean, it's not even like I give a fuck. Like, honest to God, it's like, I don't like this place at all. I don't really give a shit if we're losing money. It's just a matter about being right at that point. It's like, you know what? I knew these guys were fucking shady. I knew at the moment he asked for it. And the fact that he then went and got pissy about something that's literally, if you order one of these things, by the way, it tells you 3 times before you submit your order that this is a non-returnable item. It tells you as you are looking up the part, it tells you as you are entering the order, and it tells you when you can submit the order. You know, like before you submit. Hey, FYI, these are non-returnable, dumb shit. And still the fucker was shocked when I said it was non-returnable. And got his fucking salesman to crank up to my boss. Then went to the product manager. And like, I expected, because I actually posted, I said $5 is when my boss comes back, he's gonna cave. Sure fucking enough. I like to say that the bosses there have your back, much like Caesar's back was covered by Brutus. You know, just a couple in there for you. And who knows, maybe somehow, some way, this is bitching about the stuff on here is preventing me from getting the fuck out. Like people see it or something, but honestly, bitching about it here is closer to my master plan, I guess. But see, I write this stuff down. I talk about it all the time in my own journals. Just trying to keep myself, you know, from absolutely going apeshit crazy there. And I think, you know, it's kind of a, besides just being on a therapeutic side of things, I mean, it certainly is, but it's like I write it to keep it documented, to almost like force myself to remind myself that maybe it isn't me. Here's another good one. Here's something else I ran into today. This was first thing this morning, actually. Now, I had a case I was working with a customer last week on some transformers, and they wanted them expedited or whatever, and I said, okay, well, I'll try to see what I can do. And he asked for another line of transformers to also be expedited. I was like, well, that's that one, it looked like they pretty much already told you no on. In this other case, you had about that exact same line. And he said, yeah, well, I figured I'd ask him, even though it was like only like a day later. But anyway. I didn't really put too much effort into that request, the second part of that request. I just went ahead with the first part, and I did what I was supposed to do, and I went to the plant, and I said, hey, I wanted to see if they can make sure waves are going out like they're supposed to, yada, 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 blah, 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 horseshit. And eventually they got back to me and said, yes, these actually shipped this way, blah, blah, blah. So I sent to the customer, hey, Mr. Customer, everything shipped like this, blah, blah, blah. And I put in I'm going to close this case email. That was on Friday. No. Yeah, Friday. No, yesterday. Sorry, it was yesterday. I didn't think what day today was when I did this. So this morning I come in, and he had sent a follow-up to my closing email and said, hey, can you put those other two that I was just trying to expedite last week, or that he was trying to expedite, back on hold until August of next year. And I was like, these are due to ship today, like or yesterday, so I probably won't know for sure, but I think they shipped. And even if they didn't, they're awfully damn close, so they probably aren't going to do it no matter what you fucking request. But like an asshole, I gotta go and I gotta ask. Sure enough, they shipped. And that's what kills me. This customer had 2 requests in to get these things out the door. They need them on the site. They need them now. They need them now. They need them now. They don't need them until next year. And you just go, how do you fight that? How do you work on that? It's me all that night. God led me down into your rose garden of trust, and I was swept away with nothing left to say. Some helpless fool, yet I was lost in a swoon of peace. You're all I need to find. So when the time is right, come to me, sweetly, come to me, come to me. Love will lead us, alright. Love will lead us, she will lead us. Can you hear the dolphins crying? See the moon rise up to meet us. It's in the air we breathe tonight. Love will lead us, she will lead us. Oh yeah, we meet again. It's like we never left. Time in between was just a dream. This place, this crazy fog surrounds me. You wrap your legs around me. All I can do to try and breathe. Let me breathe. So then I so we can go together. Love will lead us, alright. Love will lead us, she will lead us. Can you hear the dolphins cry? See the moon rise up to meet us. It's in the air we breathe tonight. Love will lead us, she will lead us. Life is like a shooting star. It don't matter who you are, if you only run for cover. It's just a waste of time. And we are lost till we are found. This phoenix rises from the ground, and all these walls are over. As I've said many times, it'll be like Scuttle singing the way he starts talking. Of course, helps somebody feeling first, right? Come to me. Come to me. Yeah, la da 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 da. Come to me. Love will lead us, alright. Love will lead us, she will lead us. Can you hear the dolphins crying? See the moon rise up to meet us. It's in the air we breathe tonight. Love will lead us, she will lead us. Life is like a shooting star. It don't matter who you are, if you only run for cover. It's just a waste of time. And we are lost till we are found. This phoenix rises up from the ground, and all these walls are over. 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 Love will lead us, alright. Love will lead us, she will lead us. See the moon rise up to meet us. It's in the air we breathe tonight. Love will lead us, she will lead us. Oh yeah. Love will lead us, alright. My friends, think it's their appointed duty. They're trying to tell me all you want to do is use me. Oh, but my answer, they're all that use me stuff. I spread the news that if it feels this good getting used, oh, you just keep on using me until you use me up. Until you use me up. My brother sit me right down and he talked to me. Oh, he told me I ought not let you just walk on me. I was sure he meant well. Yeah, but when our talk was through, I said, brother, if you only knew, you wish you were in my shoes. You just keep on using me until you use me up. until you use me up. Oh, sometimes it's true you really do abuse me. You get me in a crowd of high-class people, and then you act real mean to me. But baby, 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 when you love me, I can't get enough. I want to spread the news that if it feels this good getting used, or you just keep on using me until you use me up. Until you use me up. I mean, I've been using me, you on what you do. Then they'll let you using me, 'cause I sure am using you to do the things you do. That is an unhealthy relationship, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Cardium scalabuco. What's around this? Yeah, da 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 da. I came home late on Sunday. The house was a screaming zoo. I couldn't tell if it was a party or a full-on wrecking crew. Bottles of booze in my bathroom, bodies all over the floor. They were charging me a cover at my own front door. When the whole thing's over, there's gonna be hell to pay. 'Cause when it's upside, downside, inside out, what more can you say? What? Ba-da-da-da-da, yeah. What's a rumpus? Hey! Da-da-da-da-da, yeah. What's a rumpus? Hey! Da-da-da-da-da, yeah. What's a rumpus? Cardio scalabuco. What's a rumpus? Peruvian peddlers giving Guinness to the llamas. One came out of my bedroom. He was wearing my best pajamas. Bells and don't. I guess one thing that cracks me up with this song, always has, is the whole thing about being in charge of covering your own front door, because that actually happened to me. I was 14. My brother threw a party. When my parents went out of town to take my sister back up to school at Penn State, and he charged me a cover. It always makes me wish my dad had kept that paper. So my brother had kept a list of who paid, who brought beer, etc. So the people that bought beer, brought it, whatever, had less of a cover. And I didn't get charged the full cover because I was part of the cover-up plan. I had to keep a record, like I did drawings of some of my parents' stuff where it was, like the breakable stuff that we moved. Being the artist that I am, I made a little map, and so we could put all this stuff back to where it was supposed to be. Ha ha ha. So. Ba-da-da-da-da-ya. What's a rumpus? Hey! Da-da-da-da-da-ya. What's a rumpus? Hey! Da-da-da-da-da-ya. What's a rumpus? Cardio scalabuco. What's a rumpus? Hey! Da-da-da-da-ya. What's a rumpus? Hey! Da-da-da-da-ya. What's a rumpus? Hey! Da-da-da-da-ya. What's around this? Cardio scalabuto. So it's something I can strangely relate to. It's like, I got charged to cover my own front door. Turned me into like a little Ralph Wago. I'm like, yeah. I got charged to cover. This is gonna have a very. It's pretty much all my plans to try to keep this shit wet fell right to hell. Like, there's not one of these things that actually. All the things I needed to stay wet did not stay wet. So that puts us in a little bit of a trouble spot because we need to. Get this kind of taken care of. And my. I am healthy. It is so bad I might have to actually throw out this palette because there's so much stuff here that I can't use. The lovely farting theremin in this. I saw a theremin for sale. I gotta be honest, it's kind of tempting. You know, according to the, oh well, I'm just sticking my arm right in that paint. That's nice. Yeah, according to the owner, it had never been touched. That's such a shit joke. That's such a shit joke. I'm so sorry. I know there's nobody here, thank God. I'm like literally embarrassed by that. Like, that's so bad, like I'll probably end up beating myself with the albino and Paul Bettany's character in Da Vinci Code, you know. That's terrible. I just guys let me tell that joke. That's awful. Terrible people. Gaga, gaga, Alexa, skip. A little cafe just the other side of the border. She was just sitting there giving me looks that make my mouth water. So I started walking her way. She belonged to Badman Jose, and I knew, yes I knew I should run, but then I heard her say, come a little bit closer, you're my kind of man, so big and so strong, come a little bit closer, I'm all alone, and the night is so long. When we started to dance in my arms, she felt so inviting. And I just couldn't resist her, just the one little kiss, so exciting. And I heard the guitar player say, Vamos, Jose's on his way. And I knew, yes I knew I should leave, but I heard her say, come a little bit closer, you're my kind of man, so big and so strong, come a little bit closer. I'm all alone, and the night is so long. Yeah. Ah! I can't do that. Oh, yeah, I can't do that. Hey! When the music stopped, when I looked, the cafe was empty. And I heard Jose say, man, you know you're in trouble plenty. So I dropped my drink from my hand. Out through the window I ran. And as I ran away, I could hear her say to Jose, big and so strong, come a little bit closer, I'm all alone. And the night is so long. All right. Just a few touches of this. Just to. Just to like kind of make that color make sense. Then I gotta run out real quick and grab myself a roll of paper towels. I'm not even gonna put on the be right back sign. Alright, since I'm like literally like covering myself because I've done such a bad job with that. Hold on, nobody's here, so I'm right here. Still nobody. It's cool. Alright, I don't mind. You know what? I got a new follower tonight. I'm going to stay positive on that. I got one more follower. It's one more whisper. You know what I mean? I gotta stay focused. That's all that really matters right now at this point in the game. It's all about both. Right. Now's as good a time as any because I'm getting in need for supply soon. I don't want to grab them. On my website. Well, here, let me do this first real quick. I haven't done any of the business stuff. Get off of there. Need you to go. Right there. On Facebook. Spell right. This is as good a time to whore as any time because there's nobody here. So what do you guys give a shit? Alright? Nobody cares. So we're just trying to see how focused it is. Wow, my stream. I'm not using much of the CPU at all right now. That's very nice. I just realized that. Oh shit. Sorry, I just look. That's nice. I'm below 50%. I can do some other stuff I used to. I think. Anyhow, I'm selling posters. They are 12 by 18. It's of my painting the view of tulips, which you can find a photo of like immediately as soon as you are on the website. It's like literally right staring you in the fucking face. Like, pretty much is that exact picture. I think there's like what would probably be about a quarter of the inch, maybe, like that was cut off from the print. That's about it. Like, and I'm saying of the original painting, which is 18 by, it was 24 by 36, so it's not like there's a lot lost. Just like a very, very tiny bit. So it's just about perfect on that photo. They are $12. They're limited edition. They're 50 prints. That's it. Well, that's it for the first run. But they are going to be labeled first run, like I am writing on them, handwritten. First run, 1 of 50, 2 of 50, 3 of 50. Those are how many I sold. So maybe there'll be more. Who knows? You know, maybe somebody else will buy some. So they are limited edition. They are going to be signed. They are going to be numbered. They are going to be written first run. They are going to have a certificate of authenticity. I'm going to print up and again sign and make sure you guys know this is fucking. This is it. This is the first run for me. I'd like to sell all of these as quickly as possible. If I sell all of them, I will think about, I might put a poll out there or something to see what somebody wants next. See if they want maybe like I'm thinking the Horseshed and Winter's probably a real good mix to do next. But if I can sell all these, literally everything that's sold and then money made. And by the way, $12 includes shipping. There's no extra shipping charges. That's going to have the nice little tube and all that shit. I'm still waiting on those, by the way. I was told today they're not coming until Friday now, which makes me very unhappy. So that's going to have everything fucking included. So that's I think what it is. But like I said, any profits that are made, and believe me, I did the math. There's not a whole lot. Anything made comes back. Like, it's literally going to be palette paper, oil paints. Right now, there's nothing I think that, like, as I kind of go through my streaming plans of what I would like to purchase for the stream, there's not really anything that I could afford even from just if I sold every one of those. So I can't say that they're going to really help here right now. I mean, because I got the better camera and used to be streaming. I've got, mic audio thing to hook up, Yes, there are better versions I would like one day down the line, but right now I'm not concerned with that. I'll be more concerned with that if I hit like 100 followers or whatever on here. I'm making cash from literally the stream. Then I'll start talking about improving the stream even farther. But right now, I think this is pretty much where we're at. I don't see a need to really crank up on, say, this camera up here for the palette, because it's pretty close. It ain't gonna get any better really if I put a big freaking zoom camera thing. Like, so what do I give a shit? The only thing I would consider is to like try to do different angles or something, but that's neither here nor there at this point. So there's my whoring out. There, it's done for now, and I don't want to pick them up and show you the posters because there's shit on my hands, and I literally, the top one here, unfortunately somebody's. It's already been bought and signed, and I don't want to like fuck that up. Exhausted. I haven't been sleeping well. Alright, what do we need to do? What do we need to do? Who's open right now? What do we got to do? That little rock still's painting my balls. Let's get him done. He's kind of going to start with the same thing as back there, so we're going to look at that. Ooh, da-da-da. I think what else I had to say. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. So I haven't been sleeping well, but like when I do sleep, I end up with weirdly weird fucking shit dreams. I know dreams don't mean shit. There's literally nothing, nonsense. Your brain farting shit out. But it's just very funny. I had a dream that I was in basically what I assume was a music video for Stevie Wonder's Sir Duke. Because in it, I was wandering backstage of like some sort of stage performance, not by Stevie, but instead it was actually Diana Ross. And Stevie and me and other people, like, it wasn't like I was just hanging out with Stevie Wonder, fucking cool, but Stevie, everyone do it. First, because I can't say you should watch the stream, that's wrong. Send a message. Send a message. Anyway, I'd hang out with Stevie Wonder. Fuck yeah. Anyway, and it was like Stevie was sneaking backstage or whatever, like just to watch Diana perform from that angle, and I was back there too. But Sir Duke was what was playing. It's like, so that's why I think it was like it's supposed to be like a weird music video or something for it. It's kind of interesting. I woke up and I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, literally, like, it's just like, it's one of those dreams you just kind of go, what the hell was that about? Like, what the fuck were you doing, brain? I guess when I was talking earlier about how, sometimes work makes me question if I'm actually the crazy one. But then stuff like that comes and it's like, yeah, see, it's me. Then which actually changed is one of those ones where like then suddenly everything shifts, and then I was listening to Sir Duke, and trying to keep beat, and I was doing a terrible job of it, as you guys can probably guess from if you've watched the stream on more than one occasion. I have the rhythm of a epileptic squirrel. Um, but it was funny. It cracked me up though. I was like, what the fuck was I doing? But anyway, I'm trying to keep, like I said, very bad beat with it. And eventually my friend, one of my friends, Tracy, was there, like literally, like, took my hands and told me to stop. Like, just stop. It's just like, oh, okay. Very funny. It's funny to me. Let's put it that way. This probably sounds stupid. And Tracy, on the off chance that you happen to see one of these streams and you hear this one, I ain't gonna forget what you did, bitch. Stopping me from clapping along. Fuck you. That's like what, like, you know, there's an old bit about like a married couple and stuff like something will happen in a dream and the wife gets mad at the husband or whatever. You know, like literally, like, you know, I had a dream we were driving in a desert and you left me. What? You don't love me. Fuck, get back in the, you know, just let me go back to sleep and pick you up. It wasn't that situation. I can't remember what it was. My wife and I had something like that where she literally had done something. Like, she woke me up and said I had done something in a dream. And she wasn't mad at me, per se. But you could tell that next day, like, shit wasn't right. You know, like, it was just like, it was just something up, man. And I can't remember what it was, too. It was funny. I think it was Pregger's brain, too, if I'm not mistaken. Like, she was pregnant at the time. Which made it even worse. That shit you don't ever want to argue with. Of course they say this, and you have to keep in mind, actually, every now and then, my wife is pregnant when she's really pregnant, you know, like we have a real small kitchen, so there's not really, someone moves, you gotta, like, everybody's got to back up, like, you know, we're, you know, and so every now and then, when she's in the kitchen, I would, you know, she backs up a little bit, I'd go, beep, beep, beep. I have no idea how she didn't kill me before the end of that pregnancy. Now, if I were a smart man, especially given how I'm concerned about my TV schedule this coming season, I should check to see what the streams are like on Wednesday nights as far as viewership goes. I know if it's worth keeping Wednesdays or switch them up. I'm not going to, I'm just saying if I was a smart man, I would. I guess what this looks like to you guys. I honestly don't know. I haven't been able to look at like the actual stream live in a very, very long time. It's just about time for me to put my kids to bed, and I'm sure it'll disappoint nobody along the way. And it's a lot of busy work tonight. I know that. That's the thing. I know there's a lot of just stuff just kind of getting slapped in here and just put back into that. And build up, put back. Build up, put back. Oh, that's interesting. That's so weird. It's so blurry. You're still manual focus, right? This here's a jam for all the fellas. Try for what those ladies tell us. Get shot down because you're overzealous. Play hard to get females get jealous. Okay, smarty. Go to the party. Next day's function. High class munching. Food is served. You're stone cold munching. See that just a little. A little bit. I don't know. I don't know what that blinking X means for me. On a mission, and you're wishing someone could cure your lonely condition. Looking for love in all the wrong places. No fine girls, just ugly faces. Some frustration, first inclination is to become a monk and leave the situation. But every dark tunnel has a light of hope, so don't sell yourself with a celibate rope. Your movie's show, so you're going. Could care less about the 5 you're blowing. Come sit next to me, you fine fellow. You run over there without a second to lose. And what comes next? Hey, bust a move. Not to sound obscene, but I honestly think I could pound one out with the thought of a $5 movie ticket nowadays. Meanwhile, my daughter's probably just jumped on here like, ew! A fake, goodness sakin'. They want the man who brings home the bacon. Got no money and you got no car and you got no woman. And then you want some girls are sadistic, materialistic, looking for a man makes them opportunistic. Lying on the beach perpetrating their tan while a brother with money can be a man. For the beach you're strolling, real high rolling. Everything you have is yours and not stolen. Girl runs up with something to prove, so we'll just stand there and bust a move. There we go. Alright, so the little guy's done. Bust a move. You want it. You got it. You want it. Baby, you. Down for me, fellas. Yeah. Yeah, huh? Yeah, hey, yeah. Your best friend Harry has a brother Larry. In 5 days from now, he's gonna marry. He's hoping you can make it there if you can, cause in the ceremony you'll be the best man. You say Nito, check your own libido. There's one more girl you won't be again. So you start thinking, then you start licking. The bridesmaid looks and thinks that you're thinking. She winks back, and now you're feeling really firm because the girl is stacked. The perception's jumping, bass is pumping. Look at your girl, and your heart starts thumping. Boy. Alright, you know what? I gotta check something. This has bugged me for years. I gotta look. Ah, got this. Come on here. Alright, I gotta go in a second. So I'm gonna get this done before I forget though. Let's take it nice and easy. It's gonna be so easy for us to fall in love. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, good. That video always bugged me. Alexa, pause. The video for Bust a Move always bothered me, and I got to get it off my chest now. Because if you watch the video, all right, you watch that fucking video, and what happens in the very end there, you see, the guy sitting there at the wedding, right, and the bridesmaid and him just take fucking off, right? The bride and him take off, right? And that bothers me because that's not what's in the fucking song. The song, your best friend Harry has a brother Larry, who in 5 days he's going to get married. He's hoping you can make it there if you can, because in the ceremony you'll be the best man. Okay, so you're the best man in Larry's wedding, right? Okay. So you're looking at the bride, and you start thinking that's so then you start blinking. A bridesmaid looks and thinks that you're winking. A bridesmaid, not the bride, the bridesmaid thinks you're winking. Okay. She thinks you're kind of cute, so she winks back. Now you're feeling pretty firm because the girl is stacked. Okay. So then in the reception's pumping, bass is jumping. You look at the girl and your heart starts thumping. Says she went dance to a different crew, so you don't do till you bust a move. But in the video, the bride runs off with the best man. And I don't know why that pisses me off so fucking much. It's like, didn't you even fucking hear your own song? Admittedly, I think I have anger issues. I got caught up in dumb shit. It's a lot from that, like, late 80s, early 90s rap era that I have problems with. Just, because I was such a big fan, but then there was stuff that, like, don't even get me started on Digital Underground. Don't even get me started again. Still hurts. Still hurts, because I just found out this, I guess this past year, right? Within the past 365 days. I just realized that Shock G and Humpty Hump were the same person. Alright, I gotta go put the kids to bed, so I'll be right back. Guys, what's up? Take a bite. Can't bite through a camera, you guys fucking crazy. Sorry, without the air conditioner, I gotta do something to cool down real quick, because it's like, I'm dying here. Let's make all the stops along the way. Oh, I've heard this one a while. Don't let that little girl cry. Boom, boom. And I'm unusable. Boom, zealous here. So rock star, baby, my mama. You want to be your toy? I'm gonna play for you. A little fucking technical play. Wind me up, you got time. Oh. That's so dull, baby bubba. 14 karat funk. Get it, child! Funk away! Ever never do something. Stereophonic, funk producing, disco inducing, wind magnetic funk receptors. Perfect for double, you see. Wind me up! We don't know a credit charge, but no extra expense. Comes this remote control unit. Oh yeah, I'm programmable. One heck of a dog, big bubba. Zilla's here. Yeah, think of some funky things to play with. Trademark Funky Tech Incorporated. Pull my strings, I'll dance, I'll sing, I'll play. When I saw George Clinton in February, my cousin asked if Bootsy was there, and I was like, oh hell no. I said if Bootsy was there, I'd have lost my shit. And she's like, oh. And I think she thought I was like, you know, not a fan. I'm like, no, don't take it the wrong way. Like literally, I would have been so stinking happy. Love Bootsy. Wanna see me, boo? All you gotta do is one meal. Don't let it cry. Don't you make that little girl cry. I'm damn inducible. Playing for you now. So yeah. Rock's all down, oh down, baby boy. A doll for all seasons. A family doll. But I have been known to get into personal relationships in on that. Wind me up. Start out, baby mama. You got to pull the string now. Y'all got to pull. You got to pull. You got to pull the string now. Line me up. Get a job. The pull. Get a job. Get that. Wind me up. Start all, baby bubba. So here. The FAI. So funky things to play with. Brings you. Oh, that string. I'll dance, I'll swing, I'll play with. Ooh, Zilla! Let me. Phonic pump. Inducing, disco inducing twin magnetic folk receptors. Life involves. Let me be your superhero, baby doll. Play for you now. He's dancing high the mouth, baby. Boogie down. Wanna boogie woogie, baby? If you wanna see me boogie, all you gotta do is wind me up. Don't they cry? They can't boogie down. They can't boogie. Why I'll say boogie down. Wanna boogie woogie, baby? If you wanna see me boogie, all you gotta do is wind me up. You're dancing by the down, boogie down. Alexa, skip. I was watching a thing today about the something I actually did not know was this close to coming to Philadelphia, which was the Disney Quest, which I remember seeing when I was younger, stuff about that coming to, Florida or whatever at the time. I remember them talking about Disney Quest, like the it was going to be like this great, arcade thing down near what do they call that? Disney Springs or whatever? Or that's what it used to be called. It may be something different again. I don't remember. It's been changed a couple times, I think. Chicks dig it. Anyway, the thing I didn't realize, though, was that there were plans to open one here in Philly. And that was kind of funny. I didn't realize that. I had never heard about that. And that they eventually turned what property was basically reserved for Disney into a parking lot. And they still refer to it in many ways as the Disney Hole. because it had just been held there and held there for forever. The construction had begun, but it just sort of died out. It's on 8th and Market. There's a parking lot there. If you go to that parking lot, that's the Disney Hold. That's where Disney Quest was going to be. Except that the Disney Quest that opened in Chicago, obviously prior to one trying to open here in Philly, was shut down because it was a miserable failure. They said they would need, I guess, basically they would need 3 million people a year going to it to make it really worthwhile. But the thing was, to do that, they would have to be at capacity 17 hours a day. Yeah, like it was a crazy number that was just, it was unrealistic. It was never going to be something they could do in order to be really profitable and worthwhile. But I just found that very interesting. I actually did not know that it was even something that was going to possibly exist. There's a room for both of us apart. Oh, we're going down of obligation. Is that all we've got? I taste the earth and then I get to thinking. No, I don't want to think, I want to feel. Oh, how do I feel? Oh, fucking how do I? Like you're the only one that'll ever be enough, yeah. Hail, hail, the lucky ones, I refer to those in love, yeah. I swear I love you till the day I die. Oh, and beyond. Oh, we're going to the same place. If so, can I come? It's second rolling thick and heavy. What a past we carry. Young can be new. You underestimate me. You're the only one that'll ever be enough, yeah. Hail, hail, the lucky ones, I refer to those in love, yeah. You know what? While my hands are clean, I'm going to whore myself out again real quick. Because I can touch them. Again, because there's nobody here, so who gives a shit? But. That way? Yeah. So that's the poster, 12 by 18. Very nicely done. It's a very good poster for. And if you can, I'm going to get in close. Again, hopefully I can do this right. Not focus very well there, but I haven't manually focused. But it's signed, first edition, numbered, signed, like I said, and so yeah, $12, includes shipping. Like I said, signed, limited edition, first run, labeled, all that fun shit. Certificate of authenticity. Everything's included, so like I said, there's no additional shipping fees on top of that or anything like that. Blah, 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 blah. Fuck. I can't remember anything else. But if I may quote one of my personal heroes, Precious Roy, buy my shit! Well, actually, buy my stuff, is what he says, but. I'll make one exception on that, actually. As I'm asking people to buy my shit, I'm going to make one exception. If you work for Siemens, don't. I can always reject this, hell, so if I recognize your name. That will be a no. So don't bother. I have a list. 'Twas up in the blue stack mountain stars, he kept a bit of a still. We were sneaking home a bottle when the guards came up the hill. Lose the booze, cried Darcy, before we could reply. He dumped it in the nosebag of his donkey standing by. The donkey had a gangy leg, and only one good eye. When he got a lick of the whiskey, he'd swear that he could fly. He rocketed through the roundabout and down by James's bar. Then he bolted through the hedges, the truck a bonancha. Here's to you. Oh, that was a... Ooh. It's a good thing I was here for that one. Here's to you, to me, one and all, the day that Darcy's drunken donkey won the race at Donegal. The Darcy's pacing donkey, he followed in pursuit. For fear they'd spill the whiskey, we begged them not to shoot. We bound through the turnstiles, we got there just in time to place our bets before the lot of them reached the starting line. The flag was up, the race was on, the donkey lagged behind. He saw the guards were after him, but sure he didn't mind. He had himself another sip, a second one as well. Then he bucked and kicked and knocked the competition all to hell. Here's to you, to me you won it all. To the garner, the trophy on the wall. Here's to you, to me you won it all. The day that Darcy's drunken donkey won the race at Donegal. Hey. Well, the donkey passed the post bar up to ahead. He finished off the whiskey, then toppled over dead. We went and checked the bets and found when everything was done, the guard came and said, and it took me 5-1. James's 4 pint to drink up all the winnings and to celebrate the night. We missed the poor old donkey, but still we had to laugh when Jamesy made a trophy of the donkey's better half. So raise a beer in the air to the famous derriere. Everybody raise a glass to Darcy's ass. Darcy's ass! Darcy's ass! Here's to you, to me you won it all. The garner, the trophy on the wall. Here's to you, to me one and all, the day that Darcy's drunken donkey won the race at Donegal. The day that Darcy's drunken donkey won the race at Donegal. It's such a weird rock here. It's very hard to peg down where I want it to be. This is like the type of rock that could like literally break this painting. Run away, my neighbor hates, never know what he can do. He thinks I gave her my heart, she tasted my soul, now she's gone again. I'm not going to get into specifics. I want to talk about something and it's very difficult. It's a very touchy subject, and it's one that I usually I don't know how to put this because I don't want to be somebody that's later brought out like, oh, he's against, certain things or whatever, and I'm not. Anybody knows me knows where I stand usually in a lot of things. It's just something that's happened to a friend of mine, and it's really fucking up with a lot of stuff, and I think it's kind of bullshit. Alright, first off, I want to explain that I am not trying to victim shame, blame, whatever you want to refer to it. I'm not trying to do that. I'm simply asking that certain things need to be considered and thought about. a friend of mine is being accused of some really horrific shit by a former girlfriend. Actually, they got really serious at one point. He had even talked about marrying her. Okay, so this is not something like they were, you know, wham bam, thank you man thing. They had been together, they were together for a very long time. And so she's now accusing him of some serious shit. By the way, it's worth also noting that this is now. He was within about the 15 to 18 years ago range. Okay, that's another thing that's kind of important in this. All right, and again, I'm not trying. I do not want to put too much information that wouldn't make it very clear. I love my buddy too much for that, and like I said, and I'm not even like slightly tossing around that word too lightly. This man knows I love him deeply. He's one of my best friends, and I, you know. Basically, the way that this is sort of coming across, okay, is the person seems to be rather upset with how their relationship was now, many, many years later. She refers to gaslighting. She refers to him manipulating her to eventually give up her vow of chastity before marriage type thing, blah 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 blah. And yeah, she's accused him of raping her and stuff, and because of this, you know, because she had been clear that she did not want to have sex before marriage, but she eventually was, quote, convinced into it by, you know, his smooth talking ways, and she's considering that to be, as I said, she's basically accusing him of rape. And it's like, that's not rape. That's literally every relationship. And I don't want to sound flippant in that, but like, let's be honest. If you're in a serious relationship, because they were together for years, okay, you were in a serious relationship, as you know, now admittedly I'll say, like, there was one bit that's a little questionable just on age, though technically it was within the age of consent, so it's shady. It's just, yeah, that's one of those legal gray areas. But in the end, I'll put this on a personal level. I'll put this very specifically. Okay, to me. Like, almost from the get-go, my wife and I started dating, I wanted to bone her. But at the same point, I was very concerned about it because with my ex, I kind of jumped into that too early. I mean, we were young, my ex and I. And it's like, and I think that part of what fucked us up so badly. You know? You know, and, you know, she wanted to, I'm pretty sure wanted to bone me too. So it's like, eventually, you know, when she wanted to versus when I did, I can't say for sure, you know, and how it balances out. But eventually, it was like 6 months or so before we decided to. Okay. This is going to end up as a bad example, so it's not really, yeah, I can't really use this one. So it's not going to match the situation right. I'll use my ex. Okay, I'll use that one. Alright? Yeah, my ex and I were teenagers. She was a little older than me. And, you know, I was a horny kid, just wanted to lose his virginity, and she was okay with that, and, you know, she was not much older, it was a year older or so, but either way. And she very regularly used sex as a weapon in our relationship. So that is part of a manipulative tool, part of our toxic relationship. Okay. In hindsight, would I have rather lost my virginity to somebody else? Sure. You know, in hindsight, would I, you know, there's certain elements, like she gave me Alexis, I can't argue with that. Oh, fuck you. Sorry. But yes, in certain ways, I regret that it was her. You know, I regret in certain things as we look back on the relationship or whatever, you know, that we had back then. I mean, it's been over for years, but if I were to be 100%, you know, if I were to look back now, 20-some years, you know, or a little over, you know, like there's shit I would really like to, that I get angry about still, you know, there's stuff I still get angry about regarding that. And see, that's kind of the problem here. I think that this woman, in a lot of ways, a lot of her stuff is aimed towards the fact that she has some specific regrets, and they unfortunately can't really ever be resolved. And I don't know how else to put it than that. Like, I'm not trying to, like, again, I don't ever want to come across as somebody that would normally victim blame or anything like that. I just think that sometimes there are certain elements that get tossed around a lot that really need to be examined clearly and cleanly. And see, there's stuff going on right now with my buddy that, like, it's a little, he's hit some success points. It's like kind of shady timing. That's one thing. And I could understand the argument that maybe this chick's trying to stop, you know, someone who she's now deemed kind of wicked from getting that, and I could see that argument, you know, but at the same point, here's again, I'm going to point into this. Knowing my friend, okay, and I actually legitimately asked him about it when we finally talked about it. I wasn't going to bother him because there's a lot of stuff going on right now, like I said, besides this, that he's just got to focus on, and I didn't want to distract him. But I was like, dude, I was going to call you and have a sit down, but if you're going to call, and you know, we can talk about it a little bit. I said, I don't want you to dwell on this. I know this is hard for you not to dwell on it. I was like, I need you to do your thing because you need to do this right. And, I just want to let you know, yeah, I got your back in a lot of this. But I asked her. I said, you know, hey, look, some of the stuff that she's accusing, like she's saying, there are specific definitions for legally. Literally, legally, there are specific definitions for. So I was like asking it, like, you know, one of the things that she's kind of accused him of rape. Like I said, I said. Now again, the way she describes it is basically that he manipulated her over time to have sex with him, and she's considering that rape. And it's like, yeah, that's not really what it is, man. That's a relationship. Kind of hate to say that, but you know, two people in a relationship, and you want to go a little farther eventually. And I hate to put it like terribly like that, but that's kind of where it goes. Is, you know, eventually you either fuck or you don't fuck. And if you want to really, you know, if and like I said, they were very serious with each other. He talked about marrying her. It's like, you know, like, dude, if he's that serious with you, and her parents liked him, there was a lot of stuff, you know, like, did you fuck under the premise that you were going to probably marry him, and then that's what happened, and it didn't happen? Okay, that sucks. That's not rape. You know, shit happens, man. one could argue, okay, like when like I said, I'll go all the way back to my ex. I thought I was going to marry. I mean, I didn't end up marrying my ex, but I thought we were going to be together forever. Okay, because we didn't. Did she rape me? Because we had sex, and I was under having sex with her with the impression that it was probably going to be it with her. Like, no, that's not how that works. It sucks mentally in a way, but it's stuff that I kind of had to get over, and deal with. And it's like, so like I said, I asked him, I was like, did you ever force yourself upon me? He says no. And I mean, I know my buddy. I've known when he's bullshitting people. I've been right next to him when he's done it. I know when he's bullshitting people. He's not bullshitting me. He knows better than trying to bullshit. And I was like, okay, all right. So, I went through some other things. I was like, let me ask this. And I was going through a number of situations. Again, I'm trying not to give too much information because I don't want it specific. Probably already gave too much, but as I discussed it with him, there's certain things that she brings up in her descriptions of it. I was like, dude, half of this I'm going to wipe away right off the bat because she describes it as, I forget what she called it, but it's like, dude, all right. At best, and I can't even say at best because it's not right, but to a non-legalese person, it could be considered sexual harassment by him. Okay, not in a legal, like not in a professional manner. It's not like that. It's all, some of his behavior could technically, Alexa, skip. Could be misinterpreted as that. But again, see, here's the problem with it. Harassment has a very specific legal term, which is if the person tells you to stop and you continue, that is when it's harassment. If I just see someone damn girl, your ass goes forever, or whatever, that's a fine ass, whatever. That's not harassment technically. Legally, that is not considered harassment. I know I'm no fucking great legal expert, but I have had some training on this stuff specifically, and it's very specific. This is how you define harassment, and that's what's required. Is the person who you say something to has to say literally, in some form, in a very obvious manner, okay, knock it off. They have to legally, they literally have to tell you, stop this, you don't have to get it, they don't have to explain it out past that, But if they say this is making me uncomfortable, I don't prefer this. Or if he's using it, again, in a term of power, which he was not. Because, again, this is something they were in a relationship when, at one point, during this time period, I think he was homeless. So, there was no power there, So, okay, there's some specifics regarding that. And knowing him as long as I've known him again, and anytime I've been with, hanging out with him or whatever, to be quite honest, I very rarely ever saw anybody ask him to stop. He is a very smooth talker. He is a extremely likable dude. And it's kind of one of those things, you're either taking him seriously, at which point you're probably interested, or you're not taking him seriously and just let it go. And if you did take it seriously but you were upset by it, you tell him stop. I've known him, he'll stop. Okay, I've seen it. Legitimately have seen it. So that falls under that problem there. Again, just because he's a smooth talker, and and there's other stuff that's brought up, which honestly, it's not stuff that was direct at something that they were part of their relationship. It's stuff that's happened later, you know. To be quite honest, I'd be questioning on how she's so wildly aware of it, because it seems to be a very personal situation and between him and his own family, kind of thing. So I'm like, I don't know, really. She complains about him having stalked her. It's like, it sounds like it goes the other way around here on this one. A little bit. So, and again, I really want to drive home the point here. That, like, look, you know, like Cosby's a scumbag. You know, like, and I hate that because I used to love Cosby when I was a kid. Like, shit that Cosby's done is fucking scummy. Alright. This is not that situation. And it's not just because it's a personal thing. Like, I'm very good at stepping outside myself, let alone my friends as well. So I can examine things on a more cold basis, I guess is the way to put it. And there's some shade here. There's something not right with what she's been saying. They were together when, like, you know, I've known him for a very long time, so I knew him when they were together. And I very vaguely remember this person. And unfortunately, it just really sounds like, you know, like, she's just not happy with the way things ended up in the long run. And she's kind of going about it in a shitty method to have a revenge or whatever, you know. And I think that sucks. Because she's done some shit, like, she's, like, throwing flyers up and shit in his neighborhood, and no, it's just, it sucks. It's like, dude, a lot of the stuff that was in there is like, these are personal grievances that, unfortunately, it really stinks to stuff. Like, look, you know, again, I'll point to my ex, because it's the easiest one it's the closest I have, and it's the only thing I really work with at this point. When my ex remarried, you know, actually long after I had, you know, she married into a dude. I mean, I don't say he doesn't have money, but he, you know, had a nice house. He had you know, actually had a shore home, like, you know, kind of stuff that, like, I sure shit and jealous about, and it stinks of where I too have been like, oh, I'm so jealous of this. I'm gonna do some shit, you know. And that's just shitty. And I don't know. I guess I might actually be thankful. I just want to be left the fuck alone. It's like, you do you and whatever. I don't care. I don't know. Kid's 18 now. Get the fuck away from me. God, that sounds flippant. Kind of is. Anyway, like I said, I had to get that. Like, it's just shady, dude, and I just don't like it. It's like, because I usually am someone that says where there's smoke, there's fire. And look, it's not, I want to say this too, it's like, it's definitely not a situation where, say, you know, you have, say, some actors or whatever, and it's like, you got two actors, like, well, I worked with them on this one movie, and he wasn't like that on this one movie set. Yeah, well, you know what, like, you are not in a position of firm knowledge, you know, like, you are not in a spot where your assessment of the person is a valid one, or a strongly verifiable one, I guess, or like, this is somebody that I've literally spent a good deal of time with. That, like I said, he has bullshit with me before. Like I said, not in a cruel, intentional way, but I've seen him, kind of tell stories that I know were full of shit. Like, so I know when he's bullshitting me, and he wasn't bullshitting me. That this woman's description of stuff that happened 20 years ago almost are not accurate. I do, like, I still want to sit down and talk with him more. Like I said, it's just unfortunate at this time for him. It's just not something. He's got to do stuff that's got to get done. He doesn't have much time left to finish it, so it's like he's got to get it done. And once he's done, we'll deal with our a little better discussions about it. I say I can tell you all this because, like I said, nobody's been fucking watching, so would I care? It's worked out pretty well. Gives me a chance to talk about it, get off my chest, and like I told him on the phone, and I'll say it here without telling his name, but, like, dude, I got you. I love you. So you have to understand, too, like, alright, like, get a little emotional, because this is actually a pretty big thing. Last year, he actually called me out of the blue one night. He was in the neighborhood. Just want to see if he could come by and hang out. He was visiting the grandparents of his friend that had passed away, actually. One of my friends, too. I mean, I wasn't as close. Nowhere near as close as he was to him. I liked him. He's a good guy. We hung out on occasion, even when my friend wasn't with us, Like, he was like at the mutual, but I was like, dude, I called him looking for my friend one time. I was like, well, you want to go out and we'll hang out? He's like, yeah, okay. I was like, cool. Be there in like 5 minutes. Anyway, went to Denny's and hung out. Had a good talk. I even said, like, we don't get to do this. We should do this. Like, it's like we're always obligated to have these people be, other people here. I'm like, why can't we just hang out? I don't know. I really thought he was a good guy. I was shocked about it. But anyway, I digress. That's all I'll say. But he, so he called me out of the blue one night. It just so happened that was the night that my aunt was dying. We knew she was dying. I mean, she'd been fighting cancer for a while, and she was on the respirator and everything like that. And I had just dropped off my father, actually, at the hospital, because we weren't sure when it was going to happen exactly. My mother was there with her because it's her sister, and like I said, this is gonna get a little rough because see, the thing was, this is still when I'm in my recovery period. This is still when I was trying to shake off some fucking nasty shit from my head. I still am in many ways today, but anyway. The thing is, I was dealing with at the time, feeling kind of fucked up in the fact that a few months earlier, not even a few, I think maybe 1 month earlier, I would have traded places with my aunt in a heartbeat. Not to save her, per se, but because I just wanted to die. And, my buddy called me out of the blue. Like I said, that night I come home, was kind of whacked out here, working on stuff, trying to work through something, on a painting, but at the same point I got breaking down. And, I guess technically, if anybody sees this on an art historian level, I guess they will know exactly who I'm talking about because I did mention specifically his name in this point, so I'm being very clear now. But anyway, on a personal level, through here, no one will know. But he literally called me out of nowhere, and he was just like, "Hey, I'm in the neighborhood, can I come by?" And I was like, "Oh, hell yeah," I might have briefly mentioned to him that kind of the shit was going on at the time, as far as my aunt goes, but I don't think I got specifics into, like, especially not the thoughts I had literally been having in the drive home and coming to terms with all that stuff. And it was like, like a mini miracle type thing. I don't really, like I've said on here many times, I don't have faith. I don't believe in anything beyond us or whatever. If there is, it's certainly an absentee landlord type situation. But damn it, man, that was like perfect fucking timing on his part. And I don't think I ever really could tell him how much it meant that night. And just be here and bullshitting, just shooting shit, and if it hadn't been a work night, I probably would have told him let's go to Denny's or something, just so we could just be out till like 3 in the morning. Especially because I had just come off of medical leave, so that would have been bad for me to go out of work like that. Waterfalls, gone in a minute, 2 fools in love, so beautiful and strong, birds in the trees, smiling upon them, like the age of the dinosaurs, gonna run on gasoline. Where is the town now? There's nothing but flowers. There was a pottery, now it's buildings and rivers. You got it. We caught a rattlesnake. Now we've got something for dinner. You've got it. This was the shopping mall. I wish I had a lawnmower. Ago, I was an angry young man, I can tell. I was a billboard standing tall by the side of the road. I fell in love with a beautiful highway. From things to be real estate, now it's only fields and trees. Really shouldn't try to mix these colors, but the fact that cobalt violet hue is not a legitimate cobalt, it should work to what I want to get to. Which is, I want something to have it, like I want it to have a brownish color, but with a purple lean. Say what I'm nuts. I can eat all that up, because you know what, I'm just going to remove more anyway. I may scrape off 90% of this fucking... daisies. You got it. Let's take a little of that. Honky tonk. Dairy Queens and 7-Elevens. There we go. That's a little closer. Nobody paid much attention. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I said that piece, and I want to get that off. I just, like I said, there's times when it's like people need to really grasp that sometimes what you think in hindsight is different than what legitimately happened, and what definitions you're using. It's like this, again, I can't speak for this person's I guess final interpretation, or final spot. I can't say where they are in life. I have no idea. Other than, like I said, that they're putting out stuff regarding my friend that doesn't seem 100% accurate. Or it seems more hindsighted interpretation than it is or hindsighted reinterpretation, let's put it that way. Like, look, I said this the other day to my wife, actually, because you could kind of interpret anything, really, if you wanted to, regarding relationships, prostitution, if you really want to get wild with open interpretation on things. Or gaslighting, or whatever. Pick your decision, pick your choosing of words there, because they all would technically work, depending on how you want to interpret it later on. When you're in the moment of the relationship, someone's convinced you to have sex with them over time, that's just the course of a natural relationship. But if then you decide later on that you weren't happy with the way that ended up, you could certainly say, oh, well, they manipulated me, gaslit me, that type of bullshit. Because I could very easily go through shit like that and say, my ex-wife used to use my, depression against me, and manipulate me into things that, into accepting certain behaviors or whatever that then led us to continue on at a point when we really should have broken up, years earlier. But in the end, I have to take responsibility for myself and what I had done, how I let it happen. And in weird interpretations, I could technically start getting thankful to her regarding it, because it was that behavior that led me to eventually start making changes that needed to be done regarding those behaviors. That is to say, if I were to play out like the long-term way my life kind of went crazy, for a little while at least, or got interpreted in a crazy way, like put it this way. All right, because my ex-wife and I ended up getting pregnant in high school, I decided I was going to go to college because I felt I should be at least a positive role model towards my daughter, or at the time I didn't know whether it was going to be a girl or a boy, but I felt to my unborn child I should be and we even tried to get this ultrasound to find out, but she covered herself up. It's pretty funny. Anyway, I laughed at those pictures. I thought they were hilarious. My buddy Joe was convinced she was going to be a boy because he thought she was playing with herself like that, like playing with the junk. Anyway, there's a fun story for you. How about that, Allie? Anyway, the thing is, because of how bad our relationship was together, and I went to college, or I should say, because of the stuff that happened, we ended up, like I said, becoming pregnant. And because I was going to become a father, I decided I should be a good role model, and I went to college because of that. And because I went to college, I started studying philosophy. As part of my teaching classes, I had to take a sort of philosophy class, whatever. And because of that intro to the philosophy class, I started following my philosophy teacher pretty tightly when it came to other classes he taught. And through all that stuff, as we were doing that stuff, I started to... I really started in the first philosophy class, but it kept going later on. I started to resist what my ex used to regularly play against. I'd started to... I can't say get a hold of my depression. That isn't what was happening yet. It did eventually kind of happen that way. That's a whole other thing. Especially because of how bad I lost it later. The control of it, that is. But the... it definitely had me starting to resist a lot of the older behaviors that she would use against me. My own behaviors. Okay? She knew if you manipulated, like, one of the things that my depression really likes to fuck with me with is feelings of guilt. That is to say, if I felt guilty about something, it's really any negative emotion. I can't even say guilt. And I don't even like using the term negative emotion, but emotion is emotion is emotion. But if it would normally fall under that less than desirable emotions. Whenever I feel that way, I end up feeling all the times I've ever felt that way. Okay, so if I feel guilty, I feel every time I felt guilty. If that makes sense. If I feel angry, or I shouldn't say just angry, but like if I feel slighted, specifically, like I feel like somebody has definitely wounded my honor, or whatever bullshit like that. I feel every time I felt anybody slighted my honor like that. Like that's my special fucked up version of my depression. Which makes it such a bitch. But see, she knew how to manipulate those, and she would use those against me a lot of times. And again, I will not accuse her of saying she was doing it all the time consciously. I think sometimes she might have legitimately give a shit about me, but she was trying to hold on, and just instinctively was doing it. I'll give her that much in leeway. But regardless, it was still happening. The way you keep me on your side, you give me pause, you know that I can't hide. Oh, you I know I'd even try to turn the tide, because you're mine. I won't go line. Yeah, it didn't get much done today. I'm about ready to call it too, because I'm tired. Worn out from today. Worn out from being right to my fucking idiot boss. Anyway, that for the nights, because you're but like I said, because of all that stuff, that's why I started studying philosophy, which led me to resist it and rebuild in a lot of ways my own reality. And that sounds a little crazy. Believe it or not, it wasn't when I was crazy. That's actually when I felt the most sane. But like by the time my ex and we had split because of it, because she did something that I think was intended to not be permanent. That is to say, I think she thought she could kind of manipulate, as old was done before, to do what she would do, which was in this case was often cheat with a friend of mine, and then come back with just me and my friend kind of at each other's throats, rather than me no longer accepting her in my life. And that didn't happen the way she expected it to, which I think is one of the reasons it pissed her off so badly. But yeah, I'm gonna call it for the night. I can't do anymore. I'm tired. Be back tomorrow. But the thing was that she. So I started like resisting and stuff, like I said, and we ended, she wanted a trial separation thing, which I knew I wasn't going to allow it to be anything but a permanent one. And I continued to study philosophy, and I eventually literally deconstructed mentally everything in my life. Like I had no concept of what reality was anymore. Like it was, as far as I was concerned, it was all a dream. All of it was made up in my head. In fact, I started doubting my own brain, whether it existed, like kind of thing. Like it was a full-on existential crisis kind of situation. But it was something that was required in order to get to where I needed to go. Which then I would say would be the element where I finally kind of rebuilt everything around certain elements, which was like I built stuff around what I believed real love was based on. Okay. And that I used my daughter as a starting point for. And then I was basing ideas on what trust was. That I used my friend Bob on at the time. It was like those little elements that became very, very important. Which is why when Bob died, my whole thing fell apart, started drifting. Reality became something very, very fluid after that. I can't throw it all on Bob. There was other stuff that was happening at the same time that aided in it. But anyway, that's a whole other story. That was an accidental thing. That worked out very nicely. So in a lot of ways, like I said, I technically, in the long run, have to thank my ex and I's bad relationship for that. That's fucked up. I certainly couldn't argue that. Alexa, stop. Yeah, I couldn't argue that. Turn on, right? Okay. That it's most certainly fucked up. I have another situation like that. Kind of. This one's a better one in a lot of ways. There was a friend of ours. It was a mutual friend of mine, and my buddy Bill, and he we'll just say was bothering the hell out of me on a specific night. Hey Dak, what's going on? I'm just about to shut down too, and now somebody comes in. Where was I? But, so this dude was bothering the hell out of me one night, and I just had to get the hell away from him because it was literally annoying the shit out of me. So at the time, I was the only one of my friends. It was me and my buddy Davin. We're the only friends that were above 21. So I called my buddy Davin up. I was like, dude, I am your wingman tonight. We are going to a bar. I don't care where. I need to get the hell away from this guy. You know, he's driving me nuts. So if I can tell him where the bar, he can't come get us. He's not old enough. So we went to a bar, and at that bar was when I met my wife. So technically, I owe this kid from bothering the shit out of me that night for meeting my wife. That's another one of those fucked up places to be. It's hard to feel indebted to somebody that, like I said, was annoying the shit out of you. Again, I'll end it like I didn't really begin it this way, but I'll end it like this again. Posters, 12 by 18, of the View of Tulips painting. It's very nice print. They are limited edition. There are only 50. They are marked first edition. 1 through 50. They are going to be numbered. So far, I've got 1, 2, 3 done. So You're fighting for 4 through 50. $12 each, covers shipping as well. Available on twosocietystudios.com. Literally on the fucking homepage, first fucking thing you see is talking about these prints. I don't know what else to say. Any and all support are fucking welcome. Because literally every dime that I make in profit, and there's not going to be a lot, believe me. When it came to printing and buying the tubes I needed to buy and paying for the shipping and all that shit, I had to buy ink so I could print out the certificates of authenticity and all this other shit. By the time it's all said and done, it ain't much profit, but it's all going to come right back into here. It's all going to be back on the palette paper and paint and all sorts of stuff. I already know there's at least 2 tubes I need to replace very shortly. And this is after just replacing 2 tubes. So, different colors, but I digress. Yeah, tonight sucked. I won't lie. There wasn't a lot done. I'm going to get like these 3 stones. Oh, that one too. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. Exhausted. So tomorrow we're going to try to hit a little harder. Tomorrow I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to finish that right back there. Got to get that done. Chicks dig it. So we're going to aim tomorrow. That nasty boy. Nasty boy. This bad boy here. Get that fucker done. And I guess there's still a few of the smaller stones around here, and maybe this one. If I can get all that done, then I can start to think about this bamboo drip. It's got a ways to go, but like I said, it's actually moved along a lot faster than I expected. But I haven't really gotten into the small stones yet, or the mulch, so who knows? It could turn to shit and come a haul again shortly. But tomorrow, I actually hope I can get in here early tomorrow. Tonight was a bit of a fucked up situation, but hopefully tomorrow I can maybe get in here a little bit early. But worst case scenario, 8 o'clock as expected. Hopefully I have enough energy to go till 10:30. Probably gonna have a nightcap so I can try to fall asleep a lot faster. So, have a good night. See nobody.